Zabit Magomedsharipov is set to return soon, according to his manager Ali Abdelaziz. Zabit hasn't fought since his fight of the night victory at UFC ESPN Plus 21, where he defeated Calvin Kattar via unanimous decision back in November of 2019. The number 3 ranked Zabit had some serious health concerns dealing with his immune system that even had him considering retirement. His manager Ali said, "Zabit is training. He's in the USADA program, but he went through some health problems. He's back training, and I think this is a conversation me and the UFC will have probably next week about Zabit to see what the future holds for him, and we're gonna see what happens. But I believe he's one of the baddest men in the division. I believe he can be the champion tomorrow. Alexander Volkanovski is a great champion, but I think Zabit is on a different level. It's a conversation I need to have with Sean Shelby next week, and we're gonna figure out what Zabit wants to do also. It's not just a UFC problem. Zabit has to be like, hey, I'm ready to fight this month and this date for this much money. And now I will talk to Sean and we're gonna figure things out." Francis Ngannou was on the It's Time podcast with Bruce Buffer and asked about the possibility of facing Jon Jones as his next opponent. Jones has been bulking up for the last few months for a move up to heavyweight, but with no exact date to debut yet. In the meantime, Jones tweeted directly after Ngannou defeated Gane at UFC 270, saying that he wasn't impressed with either heavyweight. Since Jones has been in and out of trouble for so long and hasn't been actively fighting, Ngannou has chosen not to waste his energy on him, and he said, "I think the first thing we have to know is if Jon Jones is gonna fight or not, because actually he finds himself a better battle on Twitter than in the octagon. The past has shown that in the heavyweight division they can wait for a year for a title defense. We've been having one title defense per year in the heavyweight division for a long time, so I don't think that's the issue." Jake Paul was on the MMA Hour and asked whether a fight versus Anderson Silva would ever interest him. Silva recently crossed over to boxing and defeated Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. via split decision and Tito Ortiz by KO in September of 2021. Jake said that it would interest him and said that Silva was one of the first celebrities he ever met. He said, "Yes, definitely. I would love that fight. Interesting story. I think he was the first celebrity I ever saw. Right when MMA was blowing up, my dad was a super big fan, and we went to this local MMA event, and they must have paid Anderson Silva to come because it was in Ohio, so I don't know why he would have been there, but I actually asked for his autograph and we took a picture with him. I'm maybe like 12 years old, but I think he was the first celebrity that I ever met. So it would be fun to bring it back full circle and fight someone who was one of my first idols." And finally, Henry Cejudo has been talking about a return to the octagon versus Alexander Volkanovski since his retirement for over a year now. Chael Sonnen was on his podcast and said that he had talked to Cejudo personally and asked him whether he truly was mounting a comeback, to which Henry replied positively and even said he entered the USADA pool. Check it out.
And Henry's mind is getting pulled in a few different directions. He's not completely committed to one idea. But I have asked him point blank, "Henry, for sure, are you coming back?" He said yes. I said, "Okay, I heard you talk about Sterling and I heard you talking about Jan as recently as last week. So I'm coming to the opinion that 135 is still in play." Now that's where things got weird, because he told me no. He said no, 145. I said, "Okay, I heard you talking about those guys, but fine. New answer. You got the right to change your mind. Let me get you right now, Henry. 145, you're coming back. You'll go through the list." He said, "Chael, I'm in the USADA pool. I'm training twice a day. I'm ready to go. I want Volkanovski." I said, "Hey, I know you want Volkanovski, but Volkanovski's already got an opponent and it's not you. So are you willing to get in there?" And that's where it was hard to get an answer. He for sure was willing to tell me that after he beats Volkanovski, he's going to stick around and defend the belt for a few years. He also was very confident telling me if he lost to Volkanovski, he's going to stick around and take on the contenders then. I need to know the specific order. Henry, will you take on the contenders before you get the shot at Volkanovski? I couldn't pin him down, guys. I couldn't pin him down. But I can tell you that look in Henry's eye, he means this. This is real.
As always, guys, if you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button for me. If you're new, subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date. Thanks for watching.